The ease with which that people insult Christians in this country was there for everyone to see. Last night on The Project on Channel 10, a comedian you've never heard of who's doing his best to shock everyone, decided to make a particularly offensive joke. One that, of course, was about Christians.
I get a whole bunch on TikTok coming at me from a religious angle, right? Which I think is hilarious because queer people, LGBTQIA+, predate any idea of God. We're present in the animal kingdom. You know, if you go prior to the Cambrian explosion, I'm sure there were two amoebas listening to Lady Gaga, doing poppers and banging away. So I think it's hilarious when someone messages me and says, you have to accept Jesus' love or you will burn in hell. Because I love Jesus. I love any man who can get nailed for 3 days straight and come back for more.
Now, of course, all of this is because he wants to bring up taboo subjects. You see, he's brave for what he says.
But I think there's something really interesting about working in filth and working in taboo subjects, and it lets the audience decide what's really offensive, the language you're using or the topics you're addressing. And that's a really interesting boundary to tread. It's a line to tread, if not snort.
Well, let's see if this brave comedian that no doubt we'll hear about for the next 20 years because people were offended by what he said about their Lord or their prophet. Let's see what his reaction would be and to his bravery if he decides to do just a few words about Muhammad. Maybe a costume or two. See what the reaction would be. Now, if he was protested against, I would defend him. If he was subject to violence, I would defend him. Both would be completely unacceptable. Just as taunting people for a belief you don't share is not brave, it's cowardly. Because the true bravery is everyone's a target, but when you choose to pick your targets and go for the soft ones because they won't riot in the streets, because they won't turn violent, that's not brave at all. For their part, Channel 10 actually said sorry tonight.
Something serious we do have to address. During an interview last night, our guest told a joke which we know was deeply and needlessly offensive to many of you. We want to acknowledge the particular offence and hurt that caused our Muslim, but especially our Christian viewers. Obviously, I understand just how profound that offence was.
Yeah, live TV it's unpredictable, and when this happened in the last few moments of last night's show, it genuinely took us all by surprise, and there wasn't a lot of time to react in any sort of considered way.
It's fair to say we weren't expecting a comment like that to be made. We wouldn't knowingly broadcast it, of course. We acknowledge the offence that it caused, but more than that, we're sorry.
I'm glad they said sorry, but what bullshit. I've done live TV the entire time that I've been here at Sky News. I've done live radio for many, many years before that. And the reality is that no matter what is going on, you are always capable of being able to pull somebody up. But they didn't. They laughed. They waited, they saw the reaction, and the reaction resulted in the apology, including from the people who also have experience in live TV who laughed in reaction to the joke. Now, I am an atheist. I have no dog in the fight, so to speak, but I respect people of faith. I'm sick of them being insulted because they have faith. I'm sick of it being assumed that because you have faith, you have some sort of hate in your heart. Now, anyone who uses their faith to repeat that hate on somebody from any community, well, they're not going to get a champion in me. But the people who are, the majority of people in this country, the majority of whom are Christians in this country, will have a friend in me for their right to be able to believe what they want and to do good deeds in peace. Now, I repeat, this comedian will inevitably get a permanent job in the halls of Triple J, endlessly being regurgitated on New Year's Eve on the ABC because that's how inclusive we all are. But I repeat, you want to be brave, pal? Feel free to do a joke about all religions.